of Chainsaw Man. I do believe we're good to go. Are we good to go though? We are good to go. We're very much good to go. So yes, I actually have returned to actually cover chapter 37 of Chainsaw Man. And as we know, chapter 36 actually kind of was very interesting kind of content, because it was very much an episode of chapter setting up the actual entire fight between Denji and Swordface Boy. But at the actual same time, it does in theory kind of set up kind of some sort of death flags for certain characters in the actual manga. I mean, to kill off any of them would be surprising, but then this is the same person who wrote Fire Punch, so nothing's actually kind of out of the actual kind of picture, so who knows at this point what could happen. But yeah, I mean, those kind of death flags are actually there, actually kind of makes the whole entire fight kind of a bit more alarming, to actually say the least. You kind of like, wait a second, could something happen to any of the characters that actually do very like? I don't know, but I'm kind of scared. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't want it to, but who knows. So anyway, it's actually put on to actually go live. So gone live for chapter 37 of Chainsaw Man. And with that, I believe we are good to go. But are we though? That is the question. Most certainly are. Most certainly are. So let's actually begin chapter 37, which is called Trainhead Chainsaw. Ow! Whoa! Whoa! The real question is, can Denji catch a break as well? That's the real question. Due to a devil disturbance inside the train, we will be making an emergency stop. Hey! Ow! The doors are open on both sides. All passengers, please evacuate the train immediately. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's a pretty cool pound, to be honest. Ah! Gah! There goes Denji's arm. Denji does this. It's the real question is, can Denji actually catch like not losing something in a fight? Come on, dude. Let's ban that move. Ugh. He's got such a cool design, though, is the thing. He's got just a cool design. Man. Can't find any more, can you? Come on, Denji. Before you die, apologize to me for killing my granddad. Hey, I can still fight, because I still got one chainsaw on my head. Idiot. I mean, he technically got a point. He has got a chainsaw on his head, so technically speaking, he actually can in theory still fight. So cool. It's so cool. Didn't my granddad ever teach you to know when to quit? Apologize to my granddad. I'll do that, and I'll put you out your misery. You oh so carefully aimed for my head. Thanks, moron. Huh? Did your granddad ever teach you that a beast should never trust a hunter? He's so cool. He's so cool. Oh Jesus. There we go. That is chapter 37. Oh boy, I mean at least we kind of quelled one leg chainsaws indeed. What else can you ask for in life? It's like, it reminds me of Planet Terror a little bit. It reminds me of Planet Terror now, because with the whole thing with the what was it, the leg machine guns. So it's got that kind of vibe to it now, which actually is kind of cool. It's, oh man, it is so goddamn cool. I love it. Everything about it is just, oh man, the blood. It's just, it's off the charts now at this point, actually, to be honest. It's got a lot more kind of violent, actually, to be honest, since like way back when. It's actually kind of, but the problem is, it's actually kind of like, it's not to the degree that's like, other kind of manga, to actually say the least. It's really hard to explain because in other things it's kind of like, whoa, shit. You're kind of like, it's a lot of blood. But in this one, you're kind of like, huh. After a while, you're just like, well, that doesn't look so bad. You're kind of like, wow, that's actually kind of cool, even to be honest. Which is actually like, it actually is kind of, oh yeah, he did as well. Good point. Actually, it's kind of cool because goddamn, this manga is actually bloody. I actually think it kind of rides that line between it kind of being like, it's that not so trashy bloody, if you get what I mean, which is actually kind of cool. It's not so trashy bloody, it's actually kind of the cool kind of like violent. I guess it's kind of like what a grindhouse movie would be like. He's not dead though. You can't kill Sensei off. You can't kill another Jiraiya off the manga. Okay, you can't do this against the law. I've lost one Jiraiya at this point. I can't lose two. Okay, because he technically is a Jiraiya of the manga. But yeah, I mean, at least, no one died besides, I guess, Sword Face Boy at this point. He's dead, so there's that. But at least none of our protagonists actually kind of died. That's the kind of main thing, because alarmingly, it's a lot of kind of, each fight doesn't kind of fill you with confidence that anyone will survive it, because anything can in theory happen. And technically speaking, Denji did lose both his arms, and he actually now has a chainsaw leg. So there's that. So it's one of those things that people will lose limbs in these fights, but it's one of those things of survival is kind of another picture entirely. You just don't know whether or not it will happen. So at least in this fight, no one did in theory bite the dust besides the bad guy in this context. Granted, at the same time, who knows that each transformation that Denji doesn't really go through, I believe it's been kind of established beforehand that he loses a part of his humanity as well. Which is actually kind of interesting because who knows that what will happen to him by the end of the manga, whether or not actually be the same person ever again. And whether or not every single time he doesn't fully transform, he just kind of just loses who he is. Eventually, just be a chainsaw. That's the big thing of the whole entire manga. I mean, the whole entire like by the end of the manga, it should just be one massive chainsaw. He'd be a chainsaw man, literally. Like, the whole entire title would be so literal, it'd be beyond belief, because he'd literally be a chainsaw man. Oh, man. But yeah, it's a very grindhouse kind of feel to it now. Like, more than so than it was originally, because originally it was actually kind of like, whoa, for a little while, but now it's actually kind of... very grindhouse and very kind of like, not to the same degree as I've seen in other ones, that it kind of like, it feels a little bit kind of over the top. It feels of like, that's a very Tetsuo the Iron Man kind of vibe as well, to be honest, which is also kind of like a very subtle thing going for this whole entire manga as well. It does very much feel like Tetsuo the Iron Man a little bit as well. It's in a very kind of different way. Kind of has that well, I guess Tetsuo was actually kind of the 90s, but like kind of mid-2000s kind of feel to it. But yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of, it's cool though. I like it. It's one of those ones that I kind of avert myself a lot to like violent things sometimes. They can't really get away from it, but at least here it kind of doesn't really feel as if it's over the top or kind of like a bit too much. It just kind of feels like it's the right blend. It's the right blend. Oh god, I know, but I mean, Tokyo Gore Police like has. God, that film. Boy, like, I don't think anything will ever top that. Like, there's no way in hell like anything will ever reach that level of like, whoa, by the end of it. Because that does take your breath away. At least here it's kind of, it's not like, whoa, kind of a little bit, but God, Tokyo Gore Police is something else entirely. But yeah, it's kind of. It's just, I don't know how to explain the kind of fun aspect this whole entire man, because it's actually kind of one component. The whole entire other component is the fact that it's a lot more going on behind the hood, which I guess is kind of also what it gives you that false sense of security of what you're actually trying to get yourself into, because you kind of like, you think to yourself, okay, it's gonna be a kind of a violent romp through Chainsaw Man, but at the end of it, you're kind of like, huh. Like, it's kind of one of those things that it's not just that, which I'm guessing is kind of like the false sense of security it doesn't very give you. In essence, the kind of like the outer hood of it's kind of very what's the word? Overt, but then actually beneath it, it's actually kind of like, oh, there's actually a lot more going on. That's just kind of cool, because it's actually kind of uses the violence in kind of a different way at that point, then, doesn't it? It doesn't actually feel like a conventional kind of manga, because I mean, this whole entire last panel is just like, boy. But it's not. If you actually kind of take it for a different value, it's kind of a lot more going on. It's kind of just one component of the whole entire thing. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. That's the other thing as well. Oh man, I want to actually see what's happened to Power as well, because Power's kind of still fighting the zombies at this point as well, which is kind of another thing that's actually kind of happening. There's also zombies, so there's actually kind of that whole entire thing with Power. What's going on there? Power might, in theory, kind of, we don't know, bite the dust. Who knows at this point? I'm kind of scared about Power as well, because no one in this whole entire manga is safe. And every single arc, I'm just like, please, just don't kill anyone off at this point. I want everyone to survive. That's actually not a bad guy. We actually can't kill anyone else off because we need to know Makima's actual kind of like truth, because there's something going on there. Like there's something going on there. And I guess having more characters there doesn't really lead us that whole entire like moment. So if any of them get cut off completely, kind of like, but will we ever find out about Makima at this point then? Who knows? It's the thing. Makima's actually kind of like the massive thing that we don't know. But yeah, I mean, God. I do love this manga so much. It's such a kind of it's cool. It's cool. It's a very cool manga. I like that sometimes we like in other mangas, briefer chapters tend to be kind of like like you get Kimetsu no Yaiba, but you actually kind of get comedy. But here it's actually kind of like seeing a person get chopped in half. It's kind of briefer chapter for a little while. Which is kind of interesting when you think about it. Like the breather is actually literally seeing someone get chopped in half, which is not what I expect from a manga about Chainsaw Man. That breathers are literally just like seeing more people die entirely. But yeah, I have to wait and see what happens with Power. Hopefully Power's next week's chapter, because otherwise we still don't know what's gonna happen there. But who knows? So yes. It is, isn't it? It's weird that the breather chapters are this kind of chapter. Like, in essence, every other chapter is fearing Aki's life, whether or not you actually all in theory kind of go down to a deeper spiral of depression. Other chapters is wondering if anyone else will die. And at least here, we kind of just got a breather chapter, just seeing Denji fight someone and seeing Denji win at the end. It's kind of like it's such a different kind of feel to it that you just kind of like. That's what I'm saying. The violence feel is kind of different because the violence is kind of like the breather in comparison to what other ones kind of feel like. Because in other chapters, you kind of fear in people's lives. At least in this way, kind of like at the end of it, kind of like, well, at least everyone died. At least everyone survived, besides the one who died. So yeah, I mean, to see what happens on the Death Roulette game show, as we call in Chainsaw Man at this point. It's a Death Roulette it's a Death Roulette game show of who will survive and who will die. So yes, until then, I will see you guys later. So with all that said, I've indeed been a driver. So if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream, this whole on Twitch, then do leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed it does something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to spend longer, then do indeed leave a sub, because indeed it does something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you want to stay a bit longer, then do indeed leave a follow on Twitter or join Discord as well. Both will tell you live streams I do as well. But until next time, chapter 38 of Chainsaw Man. See you guys later. Bye for now.